This is silver on the monthly scale. Silver is still struggling with the overhead resistance here. You can see that. And it is, in my opinion, showing us a pretty important signal that it is likely to continue higher. Why? Because I think that we can now build a case that we have clear 5 legs right from the bottom. This is the monthly scale. Of course, when we go to the daily and the 60 minutes, you will see everything clearer. But the reason why I bring up the monthly, of course, is not for nothing, is to show you that it has a lot of work to prepare for blasting above this extremely important overhead resistance that you see here, very, very tough. It has now reached the confluence of two very, very important lines. One is right from the top here, and you can see what's going on. That's the blue line. It's finding it difficult to break through. Makes sense, makes sense. And also the black line that I've already highlighted on a number of occasions. Do you remember this black line? Look what it did in the past. And now silver is in the vicinity of these two big important lines that carry a lot of weight. And silver has closed now. 1 month we have a clear close above the black line. We are heading towards, hopefully, the second monthly close above the black line, which will be quite important. And also, as I said to you, that we have a structure that we can build on. What do I mean by build on? I mean that we have now a 5-wave run that starts from zero, basically. Start from very clean territory right here. It doesn't seem to me that the run that began from here and is showing a potential for 5 legs complete is relating to the run that took place here, basically the round down here, in the sense that this could turn into a C. You see, often you could have a situation like this. You have a run, and then you have A, that's B, and then you have 5 legs. And then if I say to you we can build on that, that's a 5-leg run, I would be mistaken, because this actually belongs to the structure that preceded it, because that is an ABC. So if I tell you that it's going to do this, I am of course wrong. I failed to take into account this. But in our case here, it seems to me that we are not dealing with anything like that. We are dealing with something that starts, if you like, from this. You understand? We're starting from a clean territory. We don't have something pulling us back to a previous structure. Therefore, the 5-wave run that is embedded in, let's suppose, in a weekly scale, on a monthly scale, what you see here, is a good base to consider that there'll be continuation of the move higher. Yes, that's how I think about it. And that's normally how you can make use of this structure of the Elliott wave that we are using. Now, here's the weekly. Look carefully. 1, 2, no problem. 1, 2, where is the problem? No problem. In fact, it's very clear. 3, 4, what's the problem? 3, 4, okay. How about this being the 5th? It is possible. Look, it went above it. This past week, it went above it. The only thing that I would suggest, and I've seen a lot of charts developing and wave counts, okay? So I have a sense for the dynamism of how things are going to sometimes turn around, etc. It's just, it comes to me intuitively. And I would say, for example, do not be surprised if we have this. That what I think found an end here as a 4th wave is not over. No, silver is going to do this. It's going to come back for another try. It's going to pop its head again above this level. So this shouldn't surprise you, okay? Suppose I'm right, and this is the end of the story. For now, for this bull move, you had your 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Everything is settled. In that case, I think silver is going for a correction, and you should be prepared for that fully, that silver is going to go towards this line, okay, in the process of correcting all of that. That is perfectly normal price action, okay. There is nothing dramatically bearish about it, okay. Going back to the vicinity of the this line is almost going back to the 50% retracement. This is perfectly normal price action. What would look funny for the bulls, meaning suspicious, it breaks through that and it stays there, and it goes there and it tests this support, which comes at the 0.618. At that point, I would begin to suspect that this is the target. This is too much weakness. Not that it can't happen. Sometimes it does happen. You have a very big correction. Yes, very deep correction to the first leg. Yes, this is my first leg now. And then it comes back. Nevertheless, yeah, it can happen. But if silver is strong, gold is strong, and they're going to continue higher in the months to come, it's quite likely that it will not need to test severely the 0.618. Okay, it will be happy, if you like, testing the 15.2, yes, or 15.12 area right here, yes, around here, and then come back. And then we could witness basically this trading range over several weeks. Why? Just look at the previous scale. Look at what it did before. Look how many weeks it went up. So the correction here is not going to be 2 weeks. Okay, let's be clear. Now, if that is not enough in terms of scenario that could develop, I have one more in mind that I like to share with you here. I was already hinting at the possibility that my quick decision here of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 could be challenged. Yeah, could be challenged. Mr. Market is not happy with it. He wants to continue higher now. He's just going to go for very brief correction here, and then it's going to pop its head above this level, and my fifth leg will end somewhere there. Okay, my fourth wave will end somewhere around here. There could be something, believe it or not, that would look even more strange than this of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How about the following? The 1, 2 unchanged, no problem. 1, 2 unchanged, no problem. We are beginning to look at some developments as far as this is concerned. Meaning I had this as a 1, 2, and I'll put the labeling so it's clear to you what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it is quite possible that the 1, 2, 1, 2 would lead to a more complex development here. The 3 will not have ended here. Forget it. We're going to have the 5 ending, and the 4 is going to end somewhere around here, and the whole thing is going to be migrating to higher levels as the complexity of the pool is going to carry it. I'm not very much in favor of this reading at this point. There are various reasons why I'm not in favor in that, but I did this exercise here for you to help you to visualize why things could take different shape, and they are not written in stone. Although I'm showing you here and it looks quite convincing. We'll go to the daily now and you will see the entire price action of silver in the last month is definitely very positive. Yeah, this price action here of hanging on to most of the gains and basically spiking higher, and here this is positive. Okay, so you can see that's the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, going back to the original reading that I had. Yes, that calling for potentially a reversal in silver, or let's put it this way, quiet sideways price action that would basically be corrective. Here's the 30 minutes. The 30 minutes of silver with spiking above the previous high, terminating potentially the fifth leg right here. And should it come down early next week under this level. You can prepare for further lows. Again, nothing terribly dramatic, for further lows, as it is going to enter that longish process of correction. Okay, this is the chart of gold. That's the daily, and I was talking about the Australian dollar. Do you remember Australian dollar going down? That would fit gold also going down, silver going down. We are in a situation where we're likely to see a correction. I'm afraid the wave count in gold, as far as I'm concerned, is not as clear as the one that I have in silver. And I'm not in the business of pushing wave counts. I'm only going to read the possible scenarios that I see as likely. Okay, that is not meant to confuse you. It is meant to provide you with several options and not fall in the usual trap that analysts fall into, where they feel that they must come up with the best wave count. They must show that they have the best wave count and they eliminate all the others, because the others, you know, they just clutter the chart and they just confuse the thinking, and we don't need them, which in my opinion is a big mistake. You have to work with various alternatives when the chart is not crystal clear. Crystal clear, of course, it's individual. Yes, yeah, it might be crystal clear to you here that there is a certain pattern that I can't see, but I'm doing my best to help you here in reading the movement right from this bottom. And I'm afraid I don't see a pattern, just one pattern. I see quite a few alternatives. Okay. I want to actually touch on the high scale here to examine the likelihood of a possible protracted E right here. You remember the A, no issue with that. You remember the A, B, C, D here on the weekly scale. The D definitely could have found an end. And I do think that gold is likely to go sideways, if not actually trail down now for potentially 2-3 months. Yes, there is a case for that. We already discussed the situation in silver that is allowing for that. So if we're going to break through the support line that you see right here, that comes at 1,311 or so. So I don't think there is a big issue with continuing down potentially to the next level of major importance right here, which is around 1,240. Do you see this level right here? And that could easily fulfill the requirements for the E leg. So we could be talking again about the A, B, C, D, E, and the market could be ready for a spectacular shot above 1,380. So that is the big picture. I'll go back now to the daily. I do think that we hit some top here that fits various patterns that could be advanced here. For example, we could work with this being an A, B, C. That's an X. And then you go up, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your A, B, and that should be a C. I'm not terribly excited about this, but this is a combination that is possible. Another thing that is possible is that we assume that the B that we think requires the E leg still may have actually found an end here in this vicinity, and it actually built the base for a structure that is very bullish with a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. So we ended up seeing a move, a very big move that started from here, that was composed of several 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, big move. Now, if this is correct, it's going now to generate a correction on this scale. All of that. That's not going to be over in 2-3 days. Wake up. It's going to take several weeks, if not several months. Okay, so that is calling for cooling off price action in gold. Everything is very nice. All these options are in reaching us. And the one thing that we have to pay attention to now here on the 60-minute scale is that this is not exceeded. That's 1346.4. If gold has not seen my video, or he doesn't really care, and for some reason this week it shoots above this level, then you know that there is something that I of course didn't take into account. There is prolongation of this bullish move, and we could be looking at much further strength coming down the pipeline here in gold. For now, that I think should be enough in terms of looking at the potential critical levels for the coming week. Your eye should be on this level right here, and also this one short term, because I think if it does break this, and that is coming at 1321, it breaks through that level, prepare for a retest of the floor here, and we are basically getting a signal from Mr. Market. Indeed, we are going for an extended correction.